Man, Ari, it does feel like there's the headline today: Big 12 chief, Big 10 SEC must serve all football. We saw Sankey get a little bit of his a little bit in his, I guess, feelings when the good of college football was brought up earlier this week. He's like, that's not my job, But I almost feel like it's Brett Yormark intentionally putting out the good of college football, like to keep the onus on the Big Ten and the SEC to ultimately do what's right for the game. What do you think?
Yeah, there's no question that that's why Yormark made those comments. And it certainly wasn't in lockstep with the ACC, but I mean, the Big 12 doesn't really have a leg to stand on when it comes to leverage here. The SEC is driving the bus, and it appears that Sankey is the mouthpiece for both the SEC and the Big 10, because we haven't really heard anything from Tony Petitti of substance whatsoever. He's just a lapdog, it appears. And so, yeah, I mean, Yormark has to make his intentions known, and I think in doing so, he garners some sympathy. And I mean, look, I think there is a point at which the SEC can, go too far. There is a tipping point here. I mean, the ultimate point is like the SEC or the Big Ten. We're talking about like 5 teams here in terms of like the power of those conferences. 6 total teams have won the college football playoff over the last 11 years since it was first implemented. 6. And of those 6, 1 is an ACC team. And would you bet on Clemson winning a title in the next 11 years? I certainly wouldn't. Alabama's won a handful of those. Would you bet on Alabama winning a title in the next 10 years? I think maybe more so than Clemson, but I'm not sure about it. Georgia, LSU, Michigan, and Ohio State are the others. So, like, it's kind of amazing how the rest of these schools have lumped themselves in like there's some sort of big bad powerhouse, when like the difference between any school in the Big 12 and any school in the ACC and any other school that's not LSU, Georgia, Bama, Michigan, or Ohio State is pretty much in the same exact boat. The only difference being the money difference that those schools then garner now because they're in the SEC and the Big 10. But no, I mean, I think you're 100% right. And again, in principle, like, yeah, win your way in. But again, I push back on that because we've seen the committee even last year with BYU not even being part of the conversation. Forget about whether or not BYU should have been in. They weren't even part of the conversation. That's the perception game that's being played right now across the media. And the Big 12 has lost seemingly every time that we've seen it. We saw Baylor get snubbed. We saw Oklahoma State get snubbed. To think that won't happen in the future with 11 at large bids is foolish.